Virgo. How are you, my sexy Virgos? I hope you're doing well. I'm going to do your reading for you. You did have yesterday when I did the all signs. You did go first. You had an interesting reading. So we're going to go now, Virgo. This is just your time with you and me right now. Going to find out what is coming towards you. It's a very open reading. I'm going to use my Elki deck, She Who. And I'm going to use Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck. And then just see what the story starts to fold out as and decide if I need more Oracle decks or tarot cards. It's very free-flowing. Also, this is the first time I'm doing a pre-recorded with a new camera setting here. So hopefully everyone can see me and no one is seeing just a green screen. And though this is not a green screen, this is a tapestry on the wall. So that's not what I was talking about for people that could actually see me. The video was not coming through for some people. They were only seeing green. So hopefully everyone can see now. If you can't, please let me know in the comments, but I think everyone will be able to. All right, so I'm going to get started. There is an extended reading to this. I will continue to pull out more cards and look for guidance and future outcomes for you moving forward. The link is at the top of the description if you are drawn to that. So Virgo, let's get started. I'm feeling, actually, as soon as I sat down at the table to do the reading, I was feeling very, really grounded. That's the best way to describe it. A really grounded kind of feeling. A little bit energetically low. I don't know if some of you are kind of going through that. What do you have here? She who waits, patience, waiting, and determination. It came out pretty quick. It came out quick. Something. What's coming towards you? Something or someone that's being very patient, waiting. There's determination behind that. I love the way this person is holding this illuminated butterfly or moth. Maybe it's more like a moth. It could be either one. Either way, it's illuminated and it represents the birth of something new hatching out. So somebody is being very patient about a rebirth here, something hatching out. There could be some sort of illumination involved with this, maybe bringing some clarity to a situation. The bottom you have she who surrenders, chains, bondage, and release. Interesting that we have patience and waiting here, and that's what's coming towards you. I mean, it could be you're going to have to be patient and wait for something. But this is what's coming towards you. Let's see. I never really got to finish talking about like the energy that I was feeling for you when I sat down. It just feels like, I was going to say maybe it's weather changes. We're experiencing that here, with spring. I guess the fall, if you're in the southern hemisphere, approaching, kind of ups and downs in temperatures. But I don't know what it is. It just feels very, and it's kind of funny. I have a friend, her son is in the same class as mine, and she's a Virgo. And actually, before I sat down to do this, she sent me a message. She wanted to know if we could take the dogs for a walk. And I feel like she needs to talk about something. Or you know what, she just wants to talk. I don't know what it is. But yeah, we'll do that. So I don't know, I feel like this, I don't know how I would describe, I really can't. It's just feeling like very grounded. A sense of wanting something, but I can't put my finger on it. What I'm feeling from you guys. But okay, so let's see what else comes out with this patience and waiting and determination. This patience, waiting, and determination. This picture a bit describes to me what I'm feeling. Sitting in your energy and getting ready to do the reading. Something that you're getting ready to surrender. Or it's just not even that, it's just the image. It's just kind of like, I don't know what it is quite. Let's see what the cards tell us, Virgo. Wow, you have the elephant. Definitely, like, oh, okay, that helps. Immediately, came into my head, the Beatles. The long and winding road that leads to your door. It's what I'm hearing with this elephant. And it makes so much sense. Patience, waiting, determination, and the elephant. Being guided one step at a time. You can get from one end of the country to the other, from one, you can get from one part of the world to the other too. You might need a boat or a plane or a train at some point, but you only really, there's two things I've seen now that kind of correspond with this to explain it. I think one was Wayne Dyer. Am I saying that wrong? Why do I want to say Dwayne? Anyways, Wayne Dyer was the whole concept of going from, one coast to the next. If you're driving at night and you have your headlights on, you don't need to see the whole destination. You only need to see a few feet in front of you. And someone else posted an interesting comment in one of the videos about Martin Luther King Jr. I would think about like climbing the staircase. You only really need to see one step at a time. You're actually going to get there. But it kind of, and with that Beatles song coming through, maybe you're sort of at the progression of either waiting for something to come in, or you're on a journey, but it's supposed to be what's coming towards you. And maybe I'm trying to force that too heavily in the reading. I should really just let it flow, because it feels more comfortably to me to read these cards like you are perhaps on a long and winding road. Somebody is here. That leads to your door. Yeah, I don't know. Go and listen to that. I would really listen to it if this reading is kind of resonating for you. It picks up what the cards are saying. That song is really, it matches it pretty accurately. Wow, they're both holding a candle. It's almost like two people holding a light for each other. Like if the elephant is holding the flame, and the lady is holding the illuminated moth. Like two energies coming together, but it's a long and winding road that leads to the door. And it might not even be someone that you know. Because when I listen to that song, it reminds me like very Six of Cups-ish. Like a very reminiscent, even like people from your past, but it could even be like someone you've never even met before or yet, but you have a sense about a soulmate connection at some point in your life, and either just kind of being aware of it, but it's just not been present in your life, or there's been no indication of it, and just kind of going on with the things that you need to do to go through life. And that to me is also the lyrics to that song. The long and winding road could be your entire life leading up to some point that you're coming towards right now. But with these two symbols here, these two creatures coming towards, both coming through some sort of darkness, not really the long and winding road. You can't, like Wayne Dyer said, or Martin Luther King, I mean, you can only see a few feet ahead of you one step at a time, even though it could be a massive staircase or it could be hundreds of miles long. This waiting. But now someone is waiting and someone is walking, because she is waiting. And the elephant is the one making the steps, the progression. So someone here, see how you fit in this. It's not clearly to me because, maybe there's even some level of mirroring that's going on, because you're kind of doing the same thing, almost like holding a candle towards each other, or illuminating your own paths, or having some sort of truth to share. And you have been on a journey. I just want to say, it kind of feels like coming towards or becoming very close to reaching some sort of a soulmate contract here, that's kind of been written through lifetimes with the words that I hear in that song. The elephant feels masculine to me. It reminds me of rogue male. I did, it's really funny. I did a drawing so similar to this. Actually, no, I've done 2 elephant drawings. I've done one that's called rogue male, and it's an Asiatic elephant, which looks very different. This is an African elephant, and it's more of a side profile. I've always been fascinated by the lifestyle of the rogue male, of the male elephant. It is very rogue, and on their own, but I did another drawing. It looks almost exactly like this, and it's so uncanny. I did it about 20 years ago, and I don't think the author of this would have ever seen it. I believe she's in the UK. I can't remember now. I don't want to misquote something that's incorrect. But it's an elephant. It's called The River Runs Dry, which is a large drawing that I created. And it is a male elephant coming to a watering hole that has always provided water at that time of year, and getting there, and the river is dry. The elephant is in the river, walking through the dry riverbed, just like this. There's even a broken tusk. I cannot tell you how similar my drawing is to this, and it reminds me of a rogue male. But it's also about perseverance. Do we have that here? I'm surprised that word isn't on any of these cards. Patient, waiting, determination is a bit like perseverance. And it wasn't there. Pretty thirsty. Wow, it's almost too like that whole idea of it being pretty thirsty at that point. Feeling like, this is where it was supposed to happen, or this is where I was supposed to get that refreshment, like that tall glass of water on a hot day. You know how they describe people like that? That person is so refreshing. It's like this tall glass of water there that you just fill your trunk up and swallow so much of it and feel so good and cleansed. But to get there, and the river has run dry. And this is a big old elephant that I've drawn, which is very similar to this. And, you know, in this elephant's entire lifetime, maybe it's 40 or 50 years that have gone by. I don't know how long they live. I can't remember. I think they live into their 70s and 80s. And this river is dry. It's never happened before. I'm going to keep walking down the river. I'm going to keep going, even though I know there's a destination here. I thought it was at this point, but apparently it's further down the riverbed. The long and winding road, wow. The long and winding riverbed. So what do I want? See, I pulled out tarot cards. That's why I'm sitting here. And I don't feel like the card that I was going to use this deck. It doesn't feel right. You know what feels right? It's the corresponding deck. What is this doing here? That doesn't belong there. What the heck is going on? It's like my cards are visiting each other in the night. We're going to do the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Tarot deck. That's who needs to talk here. We're going to keep using that deck. I need to do a bit of a pre-shuffle here. So, I don't want to say smoke them if you got them. That's what they used to say. You know, a little intermission, because it's not good for you. You shouldn't do that. So snack on it if you got it. No? Get yourself a cool drink. So I did want to say, as I'm pre-shuffling too, the whole reason I gave you that story. Well, it unfolded in itself as I brought it up. And sometimes there's reasons that certain images trigger things in me because it's part of the story. But this feels very masculine. This feels like a very masculine energy. And obviously this is being depicted as feminine. So I do feel like in this story, whatever's coming towards you, I feel like if you resonate as a more, have more feminine energy within you, and you don't have to be female. It could even represent your zodiac sign. Like Aries is a masculine sign and Taurus is a feminine sign. So, I mean, you can see how that plays out. But it does feel like to me that the feminine side is the energy that's been waiting. There's almost like a rebirth, an illumination of something, and just keeping it on pause. But the masculine energy is the one stepping slowly forward on some sort of long and winding road, and perhaps even being delayed on some level here because of something, getting to that riverbed and you weren't there, or the destination is, the water source is not there. So what are the tarot cards that can give us more information to Virgo about whatever this? Oh, it's a lot of cards. Oh boy, okay. It's okay. It takes me a minute here because it's gonna be, it's like when someone gives you a jumble of words, but you have to now put a sentence together to make it make sense. 6, 7. You see what we got here? We have the King of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the High Priestess, the Son of Swords, which is like the Knight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords, and the Son of Wands. I feel like he sits on his own. I feel like these 3 cards are talking about one of these energies here. You know, like one of these, maybe like this. Let's see. Doesn't feel right. No, it is right. It is right. There's some truth in this. So the feminine is holding like a rebirth here. And the Father of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. See, this is why I felt like it didn't feel right to move those cards. Because the Father of Swords is sitting here with this, like, almost like an illuminated sword of truth. And it's full of color. So there's a lot of hope and happiness that can lead to whatever this truth is. So I feel like, too, again, like holding something in the hand. So to me, it's as if the feminine holds something in their hand that could lead to truth and clarity. And this is it. It's pretty accurate. And it's like, there's no wavering from this information. This is very solid information. But now we have the Nine of Pentacles into the Five of Pentacles. So there is some sort of disconnect. This is a really abundant, but how does it go here? To go here. And then the High Priestess and the Son of Swords and the Eight of Swords. This is like a knowing. Somebody knows something. I could tell you, it's really difficult to separate these 2 energies. Actually, the story doesn't go together. Separating it, like trying to say this is this and this is that. There's that mirroring again that's happening here. Okay, I feel like the feminine is doing something on some level here that's very illuminating. There's a lot of truth and clarity involved with this, and it's also like a high level of intellect that might be utilized on some level, and it's creating quite a bit of abundance, yeah, like with the feathers. So this illumination, this truth, this clarity of illumination is utilized to create abundance. However, there's a disconnect. There's some other level here where there isn't abundance. So it could be like your work. Your work is really abundant, but your home life is not abundant. Or it could be vice versa. It could be your home life is really abundant, but your work isn't. So there's something going on with that. And then over here, I feel like this illumination, because too, this is the other reason why I thought, no, these are not to be switched. With the High Priestess, like the being able to see, being able to divinate. And then the elephant has the third eye lit up. So the elephant is kind of holding this High Priestess energy. And I feel like the elephant, even if you've never met this person before, I do feel like the elephant is what is coming towards you. That's what this feels like to me. Whether you're a man or a woman, I feel like, and it would make sense because yang is movement. So yang energy. There is, and this is the receptive, yin, is in some sort of a waiting for whatever reason. waiting for this. You may not even know them. You may, or you may not. I think it's very open for people. It has something to do with a deep soulmate connection. I feel pretty strongly about that with that Beatles song, because that song to me. And I feel like this masculine energy, whether they can physically see you, this yang energy that comes towards you, they can see you in their mind's eye. They can see you somehow here, even though they are not able to move towards you. They are watching something happening here, because this High Priestess card is just looking at this entire pile. And look at the Son of Swords sitting here is wanting to move to this entire pile. But there's a little, I don't know if it's a roadblock. It's like getting to the river, but there was no water there. You have to keep going. And the Eight of Swords, like there's the roadblock. Aha. Okay, see, the chrysalis, it's not a good time. You can't hatch this new beginning out right now. It's not safe. I just no other way to say it. When I say it's not safe, it just could be this rebirth wouldn't get off the ground the way it's truly meant through the universe, through the cosmos, for this to happen. Because it would just rip up all the wings of the butterfly, and it wouldn't be able to fly. This wouldn't fly. There is a determination. It's almost like this elephant wants to run, but it can't. It needs to perhaps take one step at a time and stop, because the rivers run dry. It's also having to like ration its own energetic movements because of not having some sort of sustenance that should have come in sooner. This is like, I know it's kind of out there and weird. But literally, like, so something has happened that perhaps this person needs to focus on to create balance within themselves or in their outer world to continue moving towards you. But it's almost like coming to a dry riverbed and going, well, now I'm not going to be able to fill up my cantinas and fill up my body with water and run towards whatever I was going to. I need to deal with this and deal with it in a sort of an alchemy, like a temperance type of energy. There's a holdback here. But now we see here the Son of Wands. It's almost like there will be that tall glass of water. And then you have the Son of Wands sitting here all on its own. The tall glass of water is right at the bottom. The Ace of Cups. See, I know, so crazy the way I bring out these stories. There's your tall glass of water. You have the Two of, look at another butterfly. The Two of Pentacles and the Fool. Oh, almost too like this old elephant is shedding its skin. There's a reason that the river was dry. It's almost as if this is the chrysalis to the butterfly. The butterfly sits inside the elephant. It's being held back. I always look at this Two of Pentacles, at the rebirth, this butterfly is being held back by these two pentacles that sit in front of it. Energetically, it cannot move forward. It cannot bust forward. It cannot bust through because of like things in life, things in life that need to be dealt with. That's really cool. And then you have the Fool at the end. Like, there it is, the rebirth. This, because it's so young. It's so young and fresh and ready to go. It's dropped the old skin. It's dropped the old skin. It's dropped the baggage. And just within, and now this rebirth happens. So there is something going on, Virgo. Something, you have the octopus and the dragon and the cobra at the bottom. Before I look at that, I want to finish my thought. What happens? Like, more stuff comes in. There's something going on here, Virgo, with, I do want to say, it's some sort of a deep soulmate connection. With the cards that originally came out, and that song coming into my head really symbolizes that for me. You may or may not know this person in this lifetime. I think for some of you, you do, and there's been some sort of disconnect somehow. For others of you, you've always sensed this something. And maybe always, it's kind of like the energy of always feeling like you had a sibling, but you never did, or you never met them. Or if you do have siblings, like another one, there's something feels like it's supposed to be there or was supposed, but you've never found it yet. The long and winding road. It's actually coming to you, and it's closer than, well, obviously closer than it's ever been, because it is moving forward towards you, and it is getting to that point where maybe you are starting to feel the energy of this now. You're feeling the energy of this, and there's some sort of slight delay, but the universe has created this delay to allow the shedding of the old so that the new can come forward in a very healthy rebirth here. Now, this is what it's at the bottom. You have the cobra, the dragon, and the octopus. This is intense. The dragon to me is the eye of God. It's the eye of the universe. All-knowing, all-being, all-seeing. And it's the energy that always was. It is the energy that we are connected to. Oh, wow. Because the cobra reminds me, right now, sitting here, of the intensity of the dragon. This energy, this individual, is being led by spirit. They're being led by spirit, and they have a very intense focus. They're working in unison with the divine. Okay, what's going on with this person shedding their skin is they are finding, they are really seeing themselves for the high value that they have, for the beauty and magic that they are. That's, what's it called? My Octopus Teacher is a great little documentary to watch. Sometimes this card comes through for me, is having too much going on in your mind and too many things going on around you. And that could be an aspect of what's going on with this person. But I think the deeper message here is that they are in connection with divine. They have their sights on. They know where they're going. If they haven't met you yet, they can sense you. They feel you. I feel like you must feel this person at this point for it to be coming in like this. And they are going through sort of like really seeing themselves for the value that they are. You have value here. I don't want to say that you don't. You have the Nine of Pentacles and you have the King of Swords. So you have a very clean-cut value. But there's something here, this Five of Pentacles, that there's a disappointment where also, I mean, the petals are, the flower has become dry and the petals are falling. Where's the water? Where's the tall glass of water? It's coming. This is a really cool reading. I really like this energy. It took me a while to unpack it, but it's really beautiful. I'm going to go do the extended. I don't know. I'm going to go there. I'm just going to pull out cards and I'm going to allow it to flow a little bit with some direction in terms of guidance for you and potential outcomes. But whether you go there or not, there is going to be a brand new beginning. It's coming. And it is a tall glass of water, baby. It's a tall glass of water. So until next time, Virgo, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.